Hi, this is Dr. Pieczenik, and today I want to talk about the fact that the CIA coup has been confirmed, one by sources I can't mention within the intelligence community, and the second one is by Dr. Rand Paul, who, like me, is a doctor and served in the military. He made it very clear in one of his brochures and portfolios statements that this was a CIA coup. Now, what are we talking about? Number one, we're talking about the head of the House Intelligence Committee, Adam Schiff, a congressman from Los Angeles who took over the position that Henry Waxman would have had. There was a transfer of power from a very smart, capable congressman like Waxman to somebody who was highly compromised. So when you have a military coup or a CIA coup, what you need is a person who's highly compromised. Well, what did Adam Schiff do that compromised him? Number one, he took money from Mr. Pieczenik, Igor Pieczenik from the Ukraine in 2013, and later on in another year, he took hundreds of thousands of dollars in order to run for his campaign. So we have already corruption with a Ukrainian oligarch. Number two, and this has been confirmed, Adam Schiff was caught in a pedophile trafficking ring somewhere in Los Angeles, and that was at the Sand Hotel run by Mrs. Abramovich, who apparently practices satanic rituals. But the more important part is that he has been highly compromised. When you have somebody who's highly compromised and is not that bright, certainly not as bright as Waxman, you have somebody that you can manipulate. Well, who would manipulate him? Number one, of course, is the CIA director now, Gina Haspel, who hasn't said a word. But as I've said before, the CIA is an accepted organization, meaning you can fire at will. 40 to 50% of the CIA operatives and analysts all are outsourced, so there's no problem firing them. So we have Mike Morrell, who is declared that Trump is not fit to be a president. He was DCI. We had John Brennan, Catholics in Action. He declared that Trump was a disaster and a traitor. Then we had Clapper, DNI, who declared that Trump was no good and we never should have had him as president. Then we had the FBI Comey, who came in and did all kinds of shenanigans, but also declared that Trump wasn't fit. So what do we have here? We have a Ukrainian mess that was created by none other than Mitt Romney's right-hand man, Joseph Black, a major CIA operative who, by the way, was involved in 9/11 in the false flag, and he was vice chairman of Blackwater. Isn't that interesting? That is a Hessian group that's funded by Eric Prince, who was thrown out of the United States and had to go to Dubai and the UAE to create another mercenary group. So what we have here is a lot of collusion among ex-CIA, FBI operatives, and what you people will call the deep state. Although the deep state for me is far deeper than one would imagine. It has to do with other members of the 15 other intelligence organizations, which are far more effective than the CIA. I don't have to get into it, but of course I've mentioned before, Defense Intelligence Agency, Military Intelligence, G2, all of whom would respond and be loyal to the President of the United States, or more importantly, the Constitution. So what we have here is Hunter Biden. Not only is he ineffectual and dumb, like his father, Joe Biden, who I told you had an aneurysm, is demented, clinically demented now, and Joe Biden has a history of plagiarism all through his life and lying and confabulating now. We have Hunter Biden, who's also ineffectual, and by the way, was also corrupt, and also was thrown out of the Naval Reserve for guess what? Cocaine addiction. So we have an ineffectual, corrupt Joe Biden and Hunter Biden. Let me give you a quote that says the following. In The Godfather, we said, hold your friends, your enemies close and your friends closer. Well, that really is my saying. But the point of fact here is that when this coup was initiated, and it's in full force now, you will see people like myself and others who are in the counter-coup business, and we will take it apart. Thank you and good night.